Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to try out this bead kit from Miyuki that a friend gifted to me. So I have no idea how this kit is going to turn out, but I have to let you guys know I've been hugely into beading for a while, so this is by far not my first bead art. So let's see how it compares to like just getting patterns online, and I hope it will be a good kit. So first off, it seems like we get nylon thread, which is already really good. And then we get a fork charm and like a little hanger, which I think is also super cute. This is supposed to be a Tarte, so I'm really excited if we can actually make something that looks like it. We also get a different like assortment of seed beads and larger beads. And it looks like we have different colors, but there's no markings on any of the bags, which can get really confusing, especially if you're like colorblind or something. So that is the first like little red flag of this kit, I would say, or the first issue. But yeah, this is a fresh lemon tart, and it looks like we have like tart base with like fruits and like, I guess this is whipped cream, the white that it's supposed to be, and then we also have a lemon slice on top. So it looks very cute. I hope we can create something with this that looks as cute as the image. I've seen these kits all around, I just never picked one up myself, but you know, I'm really excited to see if it actually has good instructions. And one bonus I have to say is they have a little ruler printed on the like instruction sheet, which I'm a huge fan of. But first of all, let's separate out the beads. Some of the packages did rip while I opened it because they were glued really shut. It's good that they hold that well, but it's sad when you want to reuse them. But none of the beads were loose in any of the packaging, so that's a huge bonus. And then it was just about to start on the project. Now I'm going to say right now, the color thing comes back to haunt me. I thought I had the right colors. I really thought, but apparently I didn't, so I had to restart an entire part of the beginning. And I guess that's like one thing I would really criticize about this kit. They don't label colors, so you have to really thoroughly read the instructions on which colors you need and which, like, you know, which beads are which, because there's different sizes and they list all the sizes and the colors, but you kind of have to really look which color could be which. It's not clear at all, especially with very similar colors, like similar yellow tones and stuff. You need to see which one is the lighter one, which one is the darker one, and like of which one do we have multiple sizes that have like the same colors and stuff. And that took me quite a while in the beginning. Now for the lemon slice it was fairly clear, but like even from the picture it was super hard to kind of guesstimate which one I needed, so I struggle quite a lot with this, and this is a fair warning because I think it will be in their other kits as well. Make sure you sit down, label them first while they're in bags, and try to like sort them accordingly, and try to like figure it out with the picture which one's which, because it's gonna like cost you a huge amount of time if you have to reopen everything. Another bonus that I noticed is they definitely give you enough string to make a little bit more than just a project, which is good, because if you mess up then you can just, you know, if like the string rips or something while you open things, then you can just restart. But yeah, this is the moment where I was like, oh no, I have to open this again, so I remake the base here, and this is going to be the tart base, so this is kind of the like little underside, like baked little like bottom of the tart. And it has like yellows and brown tones, and the like pattern is essentially, in principle, very simple. The only thing that you have to pay attention to is the sizes of the beads, but so far it actually came together really well. And it's like a proper beading pattern, like they use proper beading techniques. They don't make anything up so far, which is really good too, because that means when you learn this one, you can go into other beading patterns too. So this is actually a good entry thing. I saw that they have like a difficulty star marking on the front, so if you can find the kit that has like a lower difficulty. This one definitely for a beginner, maybe a bit more harsh, but if you can find like a lower difficulty one to start out with and then slowly work your way up, pretty sure these are very good for learning all the different tricks in the beginning. And there's a ton more patterns out there, and seed beads and like collections of beads and stuff are everywhere, so you can definitely like later on do your own projects without these kits. I have to say, the like beads they give you in these kits and stuff, they are actually pretty good quality. I really like them. You can sometimes have seed beads and stuff that are very uneven or like not well shaped at all. But these were really round, really nice, really even, and the colors were super nice too. So definitely really good quality, because I've seen many other seed beads that are just awful before, so I'm really happy about that. But yeah, once we have the wrapper, they do like put in some of the larger beads, which I really like for texture and stuff. Once we have like the bottom, I think it's not supposed to be the wrapper, I think it's supposed to be like the baked tart base. But yeah, once we have that, I guess it's time for the meringue, probably. So that's supposed to be the white likely. And they definitely like worked really, really well with going from big beads to small beads. I've ever worked with like one size of seed bead before, so I really liked this. This was a very new technique, and I also really loved the addition of those like colorful like orange and green beads. I think they're supposed to be like fruit slices or something, but they're super cute, and how they like position them is also super cute. So this was a lot of fun. One thing that is to note is they include a bead that you put, or multiple beads in this case, that you put on the inside for stabilizing your piece, and I really, really like that. Because if you just bead the outside and then you don't put any larger beads or anything in to fill it, it will just collapse. It's like as if you have a plush without filling. It just doesn't hold the shape as well. And since this is a charm, it definitely needs rigidity. But yeah, you put this together. It was really hard to film, so I'm sorry if I'm just skipping through this, but it's like impossible. You have like really long strings and a lot of movement while you're pulling the beads on. So, you know, there's just no possible way to film this better. At least I haven't really found one. Maybe in the future if I should do more of these. But yeah, overall this kit is really, really good. And I really enjoyed it. And it inspired me to make another project of my own. And it's actually fairly simple, because once you got the techniques down of how you work in rounds, you can essentially just do the same thing as you do in crochet. So for those of you who have never crocheted, essentially to get shapes, you have increases in numbers in each round in like a specific order. So like the first round you have 6 beads, the second round you double all the beads up to get 12. And then the next round you double every second bead up to get 18, for example. That's like one of the classic ones. And then at some point, once you have like the desired diameter, you just stick with no increases and just like stack the beads normally per round, and then you get like straight lines up. And then at some point you can decrease in the same pattern that you increased before. And it's the exact same with beads, especially if you use the same size bead. You can literally just technically follow a crochet pattern for this. So my idea here is to make a little fox charm, like a rounded fox head with like a little hanging fox tail. So I'm starting off with like a round ball shape, essentially, in this really fun, like almost iridescent orange that I have. And then I'm adding black, and later on for the belly I'm also adding white. So the black are gonna be the beads for the eyes, and I'm also going to add a nose. And I'm working from the top towards the bottom, but you can also work the other way around with these. It doesn't really matter. Really depends on your preference when you make your own project or what the instructions say. But yeah, with the same size beads, as I said, you can literally just follow any crochet pattern, almost any crochet pattern. Any crochet pattern that has like single crochets, I would say. So a decent bit of all amigurumi patterns. You may just have to, if there's like accessories like wings or ears or something, figure something out. But I think that's actually a bit easier when you do that in beads than when you try to do that in crochet, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm just essentially making this ball, and once I'm ready to like decrease again, I'm adding a little like bead inside that I have that is the same size. I was actually basing the sides of this bead because I thought this would fit really perfectly, like as a little charm. And I was like going back and forth a bit because I had a pink bead and a yellow bead that I could put inside. I didn't have an orange one, but when I put in the yellow, I didn't really like how it looked. But when I put in the pink, like the iridescence of the orange beads is kind of pink too. And I actually really liked how that looked. So I kept with the pink, if you guys were wondering. So all you need really for beading to get started, technically a pattern, some seed beads and some fishing line or nylon thread. You don't want thread that is too thick that it doesn't fit at least 2-3 times through the bead. And you also want to be able to tie it, but you also don't want like thin thread that like rips immediately. But in most craft stores, the like standard gauges that they have should work. It really just depends on the bead sizes that you pick up. And then, you know, you can pick out a pattern online and just start. Most patterns use like the same size seed beads, which is easier if you're a beginner, definitely. So you can just pick out another pattern if you don't have access to these kits, or if you don't find a kit that you like. But if you really just want to try your hands at it and you don't want to buy a full set of like beads yet, the kit that I did previously in the project right before this is excellent, I would say, except for again the color swatching. So whether you want to start with it like just to test it or to like do a couple more projects, I would say beading is definitely a decently easy project for like making 3D figures and cute charms. But yeah, in case of the tail that I'm going to add, I decided to go a bit larger, and I found these teardrop like shaped beads. I showed one in the beginning before I started the tail. And I'm doing essentially the same thing that I do for the body. So increases just normal in the beginning, then going a couple rows of straight. And then for the decreases, I only decrease every other round to get this cone shape. It was a little bit harder to get the shape right around the bead that I picked out because it doesn't taper enough on the top, but I actually managed really well. The only thing that it like cost is like the tail bending, like the tail tip spinning a little bit, but I think that adds a lot of character and I think it actually looks super cute, so I'm not mad at this at all. But yeah, finding base beads or like base fillers can be a little harder. You can definitely use foam to like fill your pieces in, like if you have like specific shapes that you can find like foam bases for, or wood bases or something, you can definitely use those too. You just have to sometimes be creative. You can technically also, if you want like very specific shapes, just use polymer clay or a dry clay and make those, and then work off of them. And with those you can essentially like create a lot of different creatures, objects. Like beading is like crochet, you can make a ton of different things. But yeah, after I finished my little figure, I just attached the tail with some rings, and then I actually just like kind of made the ears like randomly. I had to go a bit of back and forth, so I didn't show this on camera. But yeah, with that my projects are finished, and here you can see the cute tart that we made in the beginning up closer. I really love this kit's variety in beads. I'm obsessed with the orange and green beads that they add on top. I guess that's like fruit details. And I really love the addition of the gold to tie it in with like the gold fork and stuff. The charm accessories here are so cute. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend this kit. Again, just label your beads before and then try to figure out which color is which. And I'm sorry if you're colorblind, ask a friend maybe if they can do it, or like a family member, because I think it would be really difficult to figure this out. But yeah, other than that, super good kit, and there's a lot of different ones out there I've seen. And as for my cute fox, I'm sorry for the pictures, but the like iridescent or like shiny effect that the beads had that I picked out just didn't want to be on camera. it like completely made every picture almost unusable, so I played around with the sharpnesses a bit. So I hope it's kind of okay to see what I've done here. But yeah, in person it looks so cute, and I'm really happy that I managed this. I haven't beaded in a while, so going back into a project like this was so much fun. And I'm definitely looking forward to maybe in the future do some more beaded projects again. But yeah, as always, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of these projects, and have you ever tried beading or a bead kit before, and what are your opinions on it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I'm really curious. But of course, as always, I hope you have a great day and also a great Easter. See you next time. Bye bye!